Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it. Amazing Spider-Man is being relaunched with a new #1 from Marvel Comics in April. Just like most of us thought that was going to happen, right? But here it is, and we got Zeb Wells now as the solo writer, and we got John Romita Jr. returning as the regular artist on Amazing Spider-Man. Let's talk about that real quick. Zeb Wells is currently one of the many writers on Amazing Spider-Man, right? So it's not too big of a shift and change there. He just recently came off of a really good run on Hellions. I thought that was one of the strongest, most consistent X titles over the last year or so, and he's also done amazing work on Amazing Spider-Man. He did the Shed story, which was a really crazed out, wild, lizard-centric story. If you've never read Amazing Spider-Man Shed, you should really check that one out. So I'm excited for that enough, I guess. It's a return to Peter Parker. The solicitation says that he's on the outs from all the other heroes in New York in the Marvel Universe, on the outs from his friends and family. He did something terrible. There was an incident. The only person that will give him the time of day is Dr. Otto Octavius. Okay, whatever. We'll see what happens. John Romita Jr. coming back on the artwork. I saw a lot of people kind of upset about it. I saw a lot of people celebrating it. Me, I'm kind of celebrating it. I really like John Romita Jr., especially on Amazing Spider-Man. I think he does one of the best Spider-Mans out there. I loved his run back in the day, so I'm excited to check this one out. Then we got X-Men 92, House of XCII. House of 92. So this is a weird book. It's going to be a 5-issue miniseries debuting in April from Marvel Comics, written by Steve Fox with artwork by Salva Espin. And it is the X-Men 90s animated series, that's that storyline, tackling the Hickman-Krakoa stuff. So the House of X, Powers of 10, all of that jazz. So X-Men 92, House of 92. Okay, this is interesting. Sure, why not? We're already homaging and referencing books from 2 or 3 years ago, but okay, we'll check it out. Speaking of the X-Men, there's a new XMen Vote. Yay, okay, so this is an XMen Vote, and it's going to be revealed, the new member of the new X-Men team at the Hellfire Gala. They're doing another Hellfire Gala. This time, apparently, it's just going to be focused in on a one-shot. The vote, the candidates are Armor, Avalanche, Bling, Firestar, Gentle, Gorgon, Micromax, Penance, Siren, and Surge. I really don't care, but my vote goes for Firestar. Why? New Warriors love, baby. Then we got Wonder Girl has been canceled. That's right, the Joelle Jones Wonder Girl Yara Flor book has been canceled. It was solicited up through 8 issues, but in fact, issue 7 will be the final issue. And what would have been the next 2 issues is instead going to be a 2-issue miniseries, Wonder Woman, Trial of the Amazons, Wonder Girl. So they're doing that Trial of the Amazons events through all the different various Wonder Woman books that are out right now, and Wonder Girl is just going to become a mini-series tied into that, and that's going to wrap that series off. Who knows? Maybe the character will continue from that point forward in Wonder Woman, or in another Wonder Woman-centric book, or maybe in her own book, but I don't know. They canceled the CW show. They never went forward with that, so it seems like momentum on this character, which was really high at first, has seemingly died out, and that's kind of sad. Flashpoint Beyond is a new one from Geoff Johns in April. It's going to be a 5-issue miniseries, or it says a 6-issue miniseries, my bad. It starts with an issue 0, so I don't know if that means 0 and then 6, or 0 then 5. However, it is kind of viewed as a sequel to Flashpoint. Geoff Johns is joined by Tim Sheridan, Edward Riso, Hermonico, and a bunch of other talent to do this book. It's going to be bi-weekly, and it will start with an extra-sized issue number 0. Riso is going to be doing the artwork on that one. This is going to focus on Thomas Wayne moments after the alleged destruction of the Flashpoint universe. We have seen in books like Infinite Frontier and Justice League Incarnate that Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman is still in existence throughout the multiverse. How is that possible? This may be filling in some of those gaps, but I'm also just really excited to see Geoff Johns return to do a DC comic because, you know, we were supposed to be getting a JSA book with him and Brian Hitch, but we have learned, in fact, that that is never going to happen, even though it was teased at the end of that Stargirl one-shot, which kind of odd. The Ocean Will Take Us is a new book from Aftershock. Pay attention to this one because it's written by Rich Douek. Rich Douek, friend of the show, writer of the recent Happy Hill book, also Sea of Sorrows, Road of Bones. Big fan of his work. Carlos Oliveras is joining him as the artist here. The Oceans Will Take Us, he says. Rich says it's like his favorite stuff about 80s teen comedies and dramedies, things like that, and Buffy and Riverdale kind of all smushed together. So it's about this misfit group of high schoolers who discover a secret in their high school, and it leads to this conspiracy and this diaper dive into the secrets of the town or something like that. So really excited to hear about this. Rich Douek is a fantastic writer, does horror really great, so I'm really interested to see the approach here. Fantastic news here. Justified is returning with a new limited series on FX called City Primeval, based, of course, on loosely on the novels or whatever. Justified, starring Timothy Olyphant, one of my favorite TV shows, one of my favorite neo-westerns. I freaking love Justified. And so I could not be more ecstatic to hear about its return. It's set like 8 years later. Raylan's back in Miami. He's down in Miami, and it's going to be really awesome. Trust me, if you've never watched Justified, you owe it to yourself to do so. Final Destination, they're doing a new Final Destination movie. John Watts, who directed the Spider-Man Sony films, the most recent ones, or at least the first two. Did he do the new one? Yeah, he did the new one. He did all three of them, right? Anyway, John Watts is producing this film. This will be the 6th film in the Final Destination franchise, the first since 2011. I am not necessarily on record as being a fan of this series. I know that one day Dylan's going to force me to rewatch them all, probably just in time for this one when it comes out. Quantum Leap is getting a reboot. It's got a pilot order, a reboot of Quantum Leap. I know people, especially close friends of mine in the Excitable PCP crew, that love Quantum Leap. I never really got into it, though I've never tried to watch it as an adult. When I was watching it as a kid, it always just seemed too heavy and sappy for me, so I never quite got into it, but I know a lot of people are fans, and so they're rebooting it. The pilot has been ordered, not a series order, just a pilot order, and that's what we got for you this week. What's coming up here at PCP? Well, first of all, check us out over at Dylan's Horror Show tonight. We're going to be talking about Lake Placid. Very excited for that. Rockin Robbie live on Sunday night at 7 p.m. Central Time here on PCP. I'm going to be talking about the Eternals movie. We're going to be doing the DC sneak peek. Lots of fun. We're also going to have a Marvel in the 90s Rob Liefeld themed. Very excited for that, so you don't want to miss Rockin Robbie live. And then join us for PCP Movie Night on its new night, Monday nights at 8 p.m. Central Time. This week we're talking about Super Mario Brothers, the movie with, Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, Dennis Hopper. We're talking about it. I am very excited to talk about this movie. I got some thoughts, and I'm sure Jelani Brooks and the rest of the gang do as well. Anyway, thank you so much for checking out the video. Let us know anything in the comments below that you think about the news this week or what's coming up. Thank you so much once again for all of the support. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts, blogs, and a whole lot more. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Station. Keep on living. Pop, pop. Boom!